telling you. But 15 years ago, could you imagine, we were really struggling. To see what we are now as the best sporting club in Australia, 15 years ago we weren't. And it's because of people who just stood up, is why this club is here now celebrating, enjoying a night like we're enjoying. So, although, you know, Peter and the boys and the girls have all put the icing on the cake, there was a lot of hard times a long time ago. So, the person I'm going to present as receiving a life membership in our club, in my opinion, certainly helped to get the club out of dark times. We were treading water, as I said, on and off the field. It wasn't just luck that the club turned around its fortunes, in both areas, of course. It wasn't just one person, it took many, but this person certainly contributed to, on and off the field, more importantly on the field, but culturally as well, supported our club to become the club that it is today. We recruited this person, and he'll go down in history, on and off the field, culturally and professionally, and he will never be forgotten. Hence why he's receiving the award. He was at the time one of our best players. He got us to 3 grand finals in a row, and when he stood down as coach, as Peter said, to his credit, to play on and to become a superstar on the field for us. I think we all know who it is. His integrity, his knowledge of the game and willingness to help others means that is why this club is successful. I think Russell epitomises the family culture of this great society. There'll be a lot of people here who would say Russell's one of their best friends. And I guarantee you there's a hell of a lot of us who would say that. He's certainly one of mine, and I'm sure he's one of a lot of yours. And that's where the EBC family started. Although Ross coined the phrase, Russell created it. Russell was the nucleus to that to happen by combining the whole club to one. Got us to a 3 grand finals in a row to lose, which was heartbreaking for him and the rest of us. And what a superstar to actually stay on and now have a career that arguably no player in this club may ever do again. And I love the guy, one of my best friends, so Russ is here. He's so modest, he was wondering why his family were here today, and he just thought, oh God, they must love the club like I do, but he didn't understand that they were here, they knew what was going on, and they wanted to celebrate with him. So Russell, take the stand.
Thank you, guys. This has been a bit of a double stitch up, firstly with those shit-ass photos that Mum put up. I think it was about 15 or 16 or whatever, but thanks, Mum. Secondly, I thought my family were coming because they thought this was my last presentation night and I was retiring. So, double stitch. But that's not. No, it's where do you start?
Russell Reeves.
Yeah.
First time.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often, Julie.
No, that's right.
A lot of mates stood up earlier here, and a lot of people I respect around this place. Obviously TC and Richard and Pete, I've had a lot to do with that the last couple of years, but as a player, I know I coached here for a few years now, but I'm a player. I coached because I felt like I had so much in my head that needed to come out after America. You know, I thought it was a good opportunity, and Tony's father, Don, said, look, come coach us, you know, it'd be really good. And I'd come from Sunshine, I grew up in Sunshine, and I come to a club that I didn't know what to expect, and I was coming to a culture that I didn't know, and I come from Sunshine, really social, really aggressive-natured baseball club, which was right up my alley. And I come to a baseball club where I didn't know what to expect, and Don Cornish said to me, as those who know Don said, "You need any help? Come and through me." "All right, Don, well, I need plenty of help." "What do you fucking need?" "Well, I need everything, Don. I don't know what I'm doing, you know." And he said, "Well, let's go, son. Let's go make ourselves a baseball team." And his biggest priority as a baseball club was club championships. And he said that strength's in numbers. Our first through the fifths, our kids. I don't care if you don't win a grand final. But club championship shows that we're united as a group, and it really stuck true to me, and it was something that I think started to resonate through the club as the years went on, that the fourths were as important as the firsts, and the fifths, as we've got now, are just as important as the first. And these kids are really important to us as a club. So I think the culture started well before me, and I think Don Cornish was probably the biggest reason for that. So to Don, thank you. I don't want to take up too much time, but thank you to those blokes who get thanked a lot tonight, Richard, obviously, and Peter. Once I started playing in America, I thought that I didn't make the major leagues, which was my goal, and I thought, bugger it, I don't need to play anymore. I give other guys an opportunity to play at the best level that they can, and I'll just coach them. That's good. That's good enough. I didn't achieve what I'd set out to do as a player, and that was it. So once the coaching stopped, I sort of didn't know what to do. I wanted to play. I wanted to give back to Essendon because they'd given a lot. We all know what sort of coach we have, and we're really fortunate. And he said, "Just play, mate. Just go out and do the things you love doing. Just play." And probably, apart from marrying my wife, one of the better decisions I've ever made. To have the freedom of just being a baseballer again and no pressure of being a coach, because it is really, really hard work. I've been really fortunate, so to have you two blokes, thank you. My teammates over the past 10 years, we've been really fortunate. We've gone through some really rough times early. I come as a coach. The golden rules of coach is to keep the players at arm's length. Be a coach, not a player. You're a coach now. Just keep it all at arm's length. Let the boys do what boys do, and just sit back and watch and point a few fingers. And I was no good at that. My players became my best friends. We went everywhere together. We did some stupid things together. But we all got through it, and we're all here today. A lot of us now, most of us, are married with kids, and how the place has changed, that culture has changed because of that. I think it's wonderful to see the change in the club over the past few years. But I thought this year was my last year. I'm really fortunate to play just post-Christmas. I work at a little business, and we work really hard, and I've got a supportive family. I've got a little fella at home. I've got another one on the way, and I thought, geez, I can't do it anymore. It's just too hard. Wonderful coaches that allow me to come in and play when I'm ready.
After Christmas.
After Christmas, yeah. And at the end of this grand final, I got in the car with Cass, and I sort of walked out of the clubhouse going, well, it's been a good run. This has been really good. Now I'll just try and find something else to occupy my time and my energy. By the time I got out of the car park, I was playing again. So it's a Cass who wasn't quite sure. I think she tried to talk me out of playing for the last 3 years, talked me back into playing in about 30 metres. So I'll see you after Christmas. Thanks, guys.
see it.
Come on, Tony, you want a hand?
Put your glasses on.
There it goes, I'm doing bras.
Put it on the suspender. It's easy.
Yeah, I did it.
I've got to do the next one, and once I start talking, you'll know what it is. So, Marty, could you come up, please? Since the boys started playing T-ball, and it wasn't very long before he really got involved and coached, and then he decided he wanted to play as well, so he's been doing that for a few years. Then he became our treasurer, and as Tony says, he's very tight about that as well. But it's good because Tony has some strange ideas at times, wants to spend money, so between Martin and I we've got to say stop. So Martin's better at that than I am. Thank you very much, Martin. He when we have functions, he does pulled pork and brisket and barbecues, and runs the canteen with Lorraine, who sometimes lets him not and run out and do coaching and playing instead. And what else do you do, Marty? Oh God, he's here in winter as well, in summer, and he's here all the time. He's there at every training. He helps the coaches. He throws back. BP, I think, more sessions than that. Even in winter, he's there doing BP for the coaches there. He's coached the seconds. Just an all-round good bloke. And this year he was also nominated as one of the volunteers for Baseball Victoria, so I think that's a huge honour as well. Congratulations, Mark.
I really don't know what to say other than I couldn't be any more privileged. I mean, I'm only feeling like this because hearing Russell's story is fantastic, and you know, it hits me right here. I guess I got involved with Essendon. You know, I go back say 12 years ago. After my first wife passed away, and I was in a pretty dark place at that time, and we went to the US the next year, and the boys and I, we went to a baseball game, and obviously we loved it, and the boys wanted to play T-ball and etc. And you know, I think I sort of gradually got feeling better about the things from being. First of all, you know, as much as I argue with them and butt heads with them, you know, I've got three fantastic boys, and having them involved in the baseball sort of got me with my mind occupied, and then I met the beautiful Lorraine, and you know, fortunately we got married, and then Lehmann came along, and then through all that I had my other family, which was the Essendon Baseball Club, and you know, the people around the club did nothing but embrace me, and you know, I gradually got from a place where I felt very down to a place where I just feel at home when I get there. And you know, I think my four best friends, Matt, Dave, TC and Rich, you know, they're all part of all guys that have just got around me, and you know, even though my background is cricket, and they've encouraged me the whole way, and I love those guys. I love everyone here. I couldn't feel more privileged to get life membership. I feel overwhelmed by it because there's so many great players and so many great people who stood up before me who've got life membership. But I just want to thank you. I love being around the club. I love doing things for everyone here, and I'm certainly not about to stop. So thank you very much, everyone.
Put your glasses on, Billy.
Or can't see with them. You want a hand there, Julie?
It's not the best spot, but it's okay.
Two superstars, obviously, of our club, and one on the field, one off the field. Very, very, very proud. We're very lucky to have these players in our club. So I have the honour of doing our last presentation for the night, and for those who don't know, on the field we have a Hall of Fame that we started a few years ago. Yes, I'm in there. Yep, thanks. And it's a criteria. There's a criteria that means you have to have played for us for 10 years. You have to have played at the highest level at the time, and you have had to be successful on the field at the baseball club. So, and you have to have been retired. Okay, so to win this award, I'm retired from the first, or else I would have won it. That never. Anyway, let me move on. So the award is every second year that we can do it, and it's fitting that after winning 5, that this is our second year, and we can only appoint one person every 2 years. So I think we have 11 or 12 in the list, something like that, Julie, is that right? Yeah, and we've got a bank of players underneath that we can choose. So as these current group of players retire, then they will certainly qualify to be part of that group. Yeah? So everyone understand? And then we go through it. And someone who might be worthy now may not fit because someone's more worthy down the track. So, you know, luck of the draw, it depends who retires and so on. So I get the honour of announcing our next inductee to our Hall of Fame as a player. So it's on field only. Yep, I've got to be clear there. It's not off field. Off field's either life membership and or on field life membership, but this is for the Hall of Fame off field only. On field only. Okay, so the guy who wins this is inducted into our Hall of Fame. Started playing in 1982 in the under 12s. He made state teams growing up in the under 18s, and he also played in the ABL in 91, 92. He's won a grand final in 95, 96, I believe. I'm not sure if he's won more, I can't remember. He's also won our club best and fairest in 97, 98. He was a great person around the club, and he was actually influential for me to come back to the club. Okay, I left the club in the late 1996, and I came back in 2001. And I wouldn't have come back maybe if it wasn't for this person, and it's Andrew Lehmann. And everyone sit down for a minute and I'll just explain a few things. Andrew Andrew, or Hoddle, as most people know him, is still a super baseballer. He's a fantastic Masters player who thinks that he's a cheat because he's too good when he plays shortstop, and the old boys can't believe he makes the plays that he does. And he also, and I mean this, arguably made the best play in a grand final for Essendon Baseball Club in 1996 that I've ever seen out of any of the grand finals that I've been a part of, which is a lot. And he arguably made the best play to keep us in the game, and we went on to win that. So he's also a great guy, and once again, when we talk about the family environment and the love that we have for each other, I love this guy like he's my brother, and I will love him till the day I die. So I'm so proud to be able to welcome him into the Hall of Fame. Tell us about that play, Hoddle.
Well, yes, it was not the last innings as you think it was, Tony, but it was early in the game and there was a guy at third, second, I think, and there was a ball hit up the middle. I'm playing second base, and it was in my backhand side, and I could see the guy at third hesitate slightly, and I thought, if I get this ball, I'm just going to throw it home. So, without even looking, picked it up, threw the worst throw possible at home, and for some reason it landed in Tony's glove.
Good hands.
and then the runner ran straight into it, so it wasn't really a tag, so sorry. But for that all to happen, it was just, we're not going to lose this game. That was it. So, we had a guy, Stephen Schramm, who played 1 year, basically, and he would only pitch to Tony, wouldn't pitch to anyone else, and he was unbeatable. You had him just dialed in every time. So, and we had Matty Wood, we had Tristan, John Edwards, Troy O'Connor, Brendan Edwards, the late great Jamie Allen, Drinkwater hit 2 home runs in the first final. A few others I can't remember. So that was 20 years ago, and we're here today celebrating 5 grand finals. When, as Tony said before, there were some lean times there where we dropped down to Division 2, and we had to win. We basically had to win a game against, I think it was Newport on the cricket field, and otherwise we would have started the next season in Division 2, and that would have been very hard. We would have lost all our players, and I think we won on a pass ball, and that changed the history of the club. I think little things like that. Tony pissed off and went somewhere else for a little while. But, that's how it is, and he came back, and the rest is history. So, no one else could have done it, really. It was Tony's bravado and his can-do attitude. And delegation, I think, is a good word. You like to delegate, you're very good at that.
Hoddle, it's about you.
How it's about you? Yes, talk about you, Dom.
Love the club, obviously. Love's been thrown around a lot tonight, and it really is love. I mean, it's a great club. Just love going down there with all my mates. Not sure what else to say.
Thank you, Hod.
You're a man. And I think the most important thing about the success the club's had recently is, the guys in the first know everybody in every other team, from first to fifth, and now the women. I mean, 20 years ago, the first were the first, and don't talk to them. They sort of keep to themselves, and they're a bit elite. But now it's completely different, and it's just amazing. I mean, I think that's really one of the keys to the success of the club. I'm very honoured for this award. Great group of players and people that have joined, and I'll be part of the club for the rest of my life. It's as simple as that. Thank you very much.
Okay, so congratulations to our 2 life members, also to Hoddle. I think it's a fitting way to finish the night. I was going to do a couple more gags, but I don't think it's appropriate. I have mucked around a bit tonight, but I want to finish on something that's fairly serious. I wrote a Facebook post a couple of weeks ago, I think, after we won the grand final, and caused a bit of furore because we probably, for various reasons, whatever, but that's past us. But I think I want to finish on this note, so I hope it sums up the not this night, but also what we're about as a sporting club. Here it is. What makes a great sporting club? Winning 5 championships in a row certainly helps. So does the countless volunteers who make it easy for our gents to go out and do what they do best. It's a president who puts his heart and soul into the same club that his father had helped build the foundations for. It's a coaching staff led by arguably the greatest coach of any sport in the land, ably assisted by some very loyal and trustworthy lieutenants who believe in the journey. It's the wives, partners and children who unconditionally support their men in achieving the unachievable. It's a dynasty of family names that stretch back generations. And most importantly, it's the biggest thing of all that sets us apart from the rest, EBC love. So hopefully that sums up what we're about. Thank everyone for coming tonight. It's our biggest presentation night ever, and hopefully it's only going to get bigger from here, because we are still growing as a club. We don't want to rest on our laurels on what we've achieved. We want to keep building, and that's on and off the diamond, and to become keep becoming the best sporting club in the country is what we are at the moment, and I hope that continues. So thanks very much. We've still got plenty of time. We've actually finished quite early, so enjoy the rest of the night. Get around, speak to some people we hadn't seen for the night, and thank you very much.
What was it?